Hello everyone and welcome to the channel of the Meditating Monk. I'm not a monk, I am a full-time working physician, and with the grace of God, I was able to carve out some time of daily encounter with Him to get to know Him and love Him more. And if I could do this with my busy schedule, I know that you can do it too. And so I hope that this channel can give you some tips and some means to achieve that. Now, the question we are answering today is, does God speak? Will I hear His voice? The answer is, of course, and it is the most natural thing in the world. Remember that communication is the foundation of any relationship. So if I were to have a relationship with God, just like He can hear me, I should be able to hear His voice. This is clearly based on scriptures. Jesus will say in John 10:27, "My sheep hear my voice, I know them, they follow me." So as His sheep, we can hear His voice. Now, you may ask me, how is this going to happen? Well, God is going to speak to us using our own faculty, right? It doesn't have to be something that is necessarily audible. The mind is going to speak to the mind, the spirit is going to speak to the spirit. So perhaps it is an inner voice that you hear, but perhaps it's an image. There are many ways God can manifest Himself. I'm going to give you an example. You know, at first, you question His voice quite a bit. You're going to ask, is this me? Is this Him? And as you progress with the relationship, He's going to give you strong enough confirmations that you begin to trust Him and trust that process. So it's probably a year or two into doing this meditation practice. And I went through a period of what we call desolation. Desolation is when you try to pray, but it's really dry and you're not getting a whole lot. At least you don't feel much when you're praying. So after a month of desolation, He came to me with a very personal image. He was sitting on a rock and I was sitting next to Him, and we were stargazing. Now I'm going to spare you why this image is personal, but it meant a lot to me and it broke the desolation, and it was just beautiful and, you know, kind of a nice moment of intimacy. And as I was mentioning that to one of my friends, he pulls out an image, and I'm going to display it here. You see it, Jesus on the rocks stargazing. And it was the exact same image that I had pictured. This was it. And, you know, part of me started questioning, saying, I must have seen this image somewhere. There's no way I haven't seen this image somewhere. This must be a memory rather than not. With that, I tell you, I was still pretty satisfied because, again, it was personal and it was a nice, intimate moment, but doubt was in my mind. And so 3 or 4 days later, my cousin comes to me with this same image that I just showed you, framed, and she just brought it as a gift to me. Keeping in mind, my cousin knew nothing of this. She had no idea that this has been what's happening with me over the last few days. So to me, I read it as God's way of saying, now do you believe? And I certainly did, right? So as you progress with the relationship, you're going to have enough of those confirmations that you are going to learn to recognize His voice. And the more time you spend with Him, the more His voice is going to sound familiar. Now, I plan on dropping 2 more videos on this topic. First of all, I want to drop a video that mentions the different ways God can speak to us. There are many, and I'll show you in scriptures how He manifested Himself. And then in another video, I plan to talk about discernment. How do I know that this is actually coming from God and not from me or somebody else? So stay tuned, and until next time, God bless you.